I think, look, here's the interesting thing about culture, and I've read the books, and we've talked about Frank Slootman and Snowflake, and I think the hard part about culture is like, you read Frank Slootman's book, and you walk out and you go like, okay, take the slack out of the rope. It's like, okay, I don't know really what is
the bring your spear, kill someone.
100%. And that is like the feeling. But like, what do I do with that? You know, like what do I come into work and change and do? That's the hard part. Like we have a mantra that's get 1% better every day. That's a great part of the culture, but what are you doing to make sure everybody appreciates that and is looking for opportunities actually to improve? I think the hard part about getting at culture is I can describe it to you, but what it really takes is really great questions about how the company operates and how it makes decisions that really can tell you the cultural story. The easy thing for me to tell you is it is a culture of constant improvement. You can't improve unless you have data that tells you how the business is operating, and then and then look for improvement against those. Ask questions about, hey, why is this worse than it was last quarter? Why is this worse than it was last year? If this is improving, why is it improving? Are we sure that the investments that we made behind it are what are driving the improvement here? And that goes back to how you invest in the business and how you look for returns on the business. But I think the biggest thing about our culture, it is a culture of constant improvement.
Can I ask, there's trust and there's safety. And I always thought in teams, you needed both, actually. And Mickey from Volt, this very famous European company that sold to DoorDash for $8 billion last year, said, bullshit, you don't need safety. I trust you, Henry, but no one's safe. Not enough. Do you agree
100%.
With that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yes, I trust all of my executive team. I trust that they make the right decisions. I trust that they're focused on the business. But if nothing goes right for 4 quarters in a row, or all of the things that we were trying to achieve are not achieved, it doesn't matter that there's trust. Like, your safety is in your performance. That's it. That's where you get safety. And I think that is actually misunderstood, which is people are like, oh, it's like, it's a hard charging environment. And so I always have to look over my shoulder in case I'm going to get fired or whatever. It's like, but that's not the case in any hard charging environment. I think the reality is performance is what creates safety. And what you got to make sure of is that you're aligned on what the performance expectation is. And so if we have a conversation and I say, listen, here are the 3 things that I expect from you, and then here are the metrics that I'm gonna look at. Your ability to impact and drive those metrics, that's your safety. I don't care how you do it, I really don't. You may come to me and say, hey, Henry, listen, these metrics are really important. I'm not resourced properly to get to those metrics. But if I had an additional 5 headcount here or 10 headcount here or whatever it is, I can meet those metrics. If I don't, then the closest place I can get to your metrics is this, this, and this. What do you want? Do you want me to get this close to the metrics, or can you give me the additional headcount and spend so I can hit those metrics? But being aligned to the metric and making sure hey, if I deliver against this metric, that's the safety. How I get there, that's the trust.